On a warm August evening in 2005, a promising young life was brutally cut short, leaving behind a chilling crime that would forever haunt the University of Texas community. Jennifer Cave, a spirited 21-year-old student, was found murdered in her own apartment, the details too horrific to comprehend. Jennifer Cave was a bright, ambitious student at the University of Texas in Austin, known for her warm smile and zest for life. Born on December 3rd, 1983, in the small town of Westlake, Texas, she was adored by her family and friends. Jennifer had dreams of pursuing a career in law and was well-liked among her peers. She was living her college life, attending classes, participating in social events, and enjoying the vibrant atmosphere of Austin. However, beneath the surface, her life was intertwined with complex relationships and a growing dependency on substances that would soon lead to her tragic fate. As summer drew to a close, Jennifer was excited about the upcoming semester, but her life took a dark turn when she became involved with a new crowd, including Colton Petoniak, a fellow student who would soon become the primary suspect in her murder. The two had met through mutual friends, and there was an undeniable chemistry between them. But what seemed like a budding friendship quickly spiraled into a toxic relationship fueled by drug use and reckless behavior. The more time they spent together, the more Jennifer became entangled in a world of drugs and danger, leading her to make choices that would ultimately cost her life. Just a few weeks before her death, Jennifer was last seen on the night of August 17, 2005, at Petoniak's apartment, setting the stage for a horrifying discovery that would follow. The morning of August 18, 2005, began like any other for the residents of the Austin apartment complex. But as the sun rose, it quickly became clear that something was very wrong. Jennifer had not shown up for class, and her friends began to worry. After several attempts to reach her, they decided to check on her at her apartment. What they found was unimaginable. The door was slightly ajar, and as they entered, they were met with a scene that would haunt them forever. Jennifer's lifeless body was discovered in her bedroom, her life violently taken. The police were called immediately, and investigators arrived on the scene, quickly realizing they were dealing with a brutal homicide. Evidence was collected meticulously, but the most shocking detail was yet to emerge. Jennifer had been dismembered, with parts of her body scattered throughout the apartment. As investigators began piecing together the timeline of events leading up to her death, they learned about her last known interactions with Colton Petoniak. Eyewitnesses placed him at the scene, and the growing concern among friends transformed into a desperate hunt for answers. The police were determined to find out what had happened in those final hours, and every lead counted. Jennifer's friends recounted her recent changes in behavior, expressing fears that Colton may have influenced her negatively, but they had no idea just how deep the darkness ran. The investigation was only beginning, and the truth was about to unfold, revealing a chilling web of deceit. As the investigation advanced, the focus turned sharply to Colton Petoniak. A 23-year-old student with a history of substance abuse, Colton was known for his erratic behavior, which raised red flags among those who knew him. Detectives began to gather evidence, including witness statements and surveillance footage, that placed him near the apartment on the night of the murder. Friends described Colton as charming yet unpredictable, someone who could easily switch from being affable to aggressive. This duality made him a person of interest almost immediately. But what drove him to commit such a heinous act? Investigators began to explore the possibility of a drug-fueled rage, as both he and Jennifer had been known to use substances, and it was suggested that they had been under the influence of drugs that night. The police also interviewed Colton's girlfriend, who was with him during the aftermath of the crime. Her involvement raised further questions about what happened in those crucial hours after Jennifer's murder. Did she help him dispose of evidence? Did she witness the crime? The timeline was becoming increasingly convoluted, but one thing was clear. The pieces of the puzzle were beginning to fit together, and each new detail only deepened the mystery surrounding Jennifer's death. As investigators were closing in on Colton, they had no idea just how shocking the next discovery would be. The turning point in the investigation came when police received a tip about Colton's whereabouts. Just days after the murder, he had fled Austin, leaving many to wonder if he was trying to escape justice. He was eventually captured in a small town in Texas, and authorities wasted no time bringing him back to Austin for questioning. During interrogations, Colton's demeanor shifted from defiant to remorseful as he was confronted with the evidence against him. But what he revealed next shocked everyone involved. Colton confessed to murdering Jennifer in a fit of rage, claiming it was an accident that spiraled out of control. He detailed how they had been using drugs together and a heated argument ensued, leading him to take her life in a moment of madness. But the real twist came when he admitted to dismembering her body, a chilling detail that left investigators and the public horrified. He claimed he acted alone, but evidence suggested otherwise. Colton's girlfriend, who had been with him during this time, was also implicated, raising questions about her role in the crime. The trial that followed would reveal more about their toxic relationship and the influence they had on each other, but the brutality of Jennifer's murder had already left an indelible mark on the community. Colton Petoniak was charged with murder and faced trial in 2007. The proceedings captivated the nation as the details of Jennifer's last moments came to light. The defense argued that Colton was not in control of his actions due to his drug use, attempting to paint him as a victim of addiction rather than a cold-blooded killer. However, the prosecution painted a starkly different picture, one of a man who had made a conscious decision to end a life and then dispose of the evidence in a gruesome manner. The jury ultimately found Colton guilty of murder and sentenced him to 25 years in prison. But the aftermath of this case went far beyond just the trial. Jennifer Cave became a symbol of the dangers of toxic relationships and the devastating impact of drug abuse. Her family and friends rallied to create awareness, hoping to prevent other young lives from being lost to similar fates. Memorials were held in her honor, and her story served as a cautionary tale for students navigating the complex landscape of college life. As Colton served his sentence, Jennifer's family continued to fight for justice, advocating for legislation to address the issues surrounding substance abuse and domestic violence. Yet many questions remained unanswered, particularly regarding the extent of Colton's girlfriend's involvement and whether justice had truly been served. The murder of Jennifer Cave left scars not only on her family and friends, but also on the entire University of Texas community. While Colton Petoniak is serving his sentence, the lingering questions about his girlfriend's involvement and the circumstances surrounding the crime continue to haunt those who knew Jennifer. What truly happened in those final moments of her life? Did Colton act alone, or was there more to the story? The complexities of their relationship, fueled by drugs and emotional turmoil, paint a troubling picture of what can happen when boundaries are crossed and trust is broken. As we reflect on Jennifer's life and the tragedy that unfolded, we are reminded of the importance of awareness and vigilance in our relationships. The world can be a dark place, and sometimes the people we trust the most can lead us down a dangerous path. Jennifer's story, though tragic, serves as a powerful reminder to seek help, to speak out against toxic behaviors, and to cherish the lives of those we hold dear. As we close the chapter on this case, we are left with a haunting mystery that begs for resolution, echoing the age-old question, how well do we really know those we call friends?